Hello and welcome to another Frazer tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be reviewing some of your system options and presets within Frazer. Completing this setup ensures your program has the correct defaults, rates, and options, easing the use of the program. This should be completed before you start using Frazer for the first time. Let's begin by clicking Miscellaneous, then 1. System Options. On this first tab, Sales 1, are many of the basic defaults that should be completed before you complete a sale and print your paperwork. Let's focus on the financing section at the top left of this screen. Here you will find some options specific to your Buy Here, Pay Here sales, including where to change your default APR, your default payment schedule, your default financing calculation method, and your default method of calculating interest on your Buy Here, Pay Here sales. For a brief description on the different interest calculation methods, please refer to the Frazer Help Manual. While any of the options here can be adjusted on an individual sale, these defaults will show in Frazer every time you start a new sale going forward. On the bottom left is our Fees section. Here you will find your defaults for things like your government or DMV fees for your state, as well as your default dealer service or document prep fee. There's also a spot where you can set whether your doc fee or service contract are taxable or not. Please check with your local DMV or local government agency to confirm any of this information depending on your state. On the top right of this screen, you'll see a section to add up to 3 optional sales fees for your Buy Here, Pay Here or cash sales. You can add a description or a default price and mark whether this fee will be treated as taxable. You may want to check your forms and contracts to see how this information is going to print for you. If there are optional sales fees you want to add for a specific lien holder on an outside financing sale, you would need to include those when adding the lien holder into Frazer by going to Sales at the top of Frazer and number 5, Lien Holders. Moving on to Sales tab 2. Here you will find more defaults that can be added with regards to processing your sales. Of note on this page is the default type of sale at the top left. This will dictate which sale type is selected as soon as you click on Enter Sales at the top of Frazer. You can also find our Sales Requirements section on the right side. If you want Frazer to require certain information anytime a sale is completed. Next is tab number 3, Taxes. Here you will find your sales tax defaults. The rates included are current as of when you install Frazer, but be sure to confirm your local tax rates and requirements before entering any sales. Some of these tax rates may be subject to change based on certain variables on the sales screen, such as your customer's location. Next up, let's jump over to tab 5, Vehicles. In here, you have a lot of your system defaults in regards to adding or saving vehicles in your inventory. On the top left, we have our stock number options. By default, Frazer will automatically assign stock numbers using the number entered here as the next number. However, you can change this and also have the software use the last 6 of the VIN for these stock numbers instead. To the right, you have your Add Vehicle defaults. This lets you adjust things like your standard lot fee and buyer's fee that is included on each vehicle when it's being added into your inventory. There's also a group of checkboxes where you can tell Frazer whether you want to include vehicles added in your inventory in uploads to your website by default or whether you wanted to default your mileage to print to exempt. As always, all these options can be changed at the time you add the vehicle into your inventory as well. And finally, let's jump over to tab 9, Dealership Information. Here is where you would confirm information related to your dealership. At the top left, you will see in bold the name, phone number, and street address of your dealership. This is how your information will appear on forms like your bill of sale or any contracts printed from Frazer. Below that is a section where you can enter in things like your dealer number, your sales tax number, and your county. To change that, simply delete what is entered in there and replace it with the correct information. On the right is a section where you can enter in a name to print in the C for Complaints section of your buyer's guide, as well as your power of attorney and notary information. At your convenience, review some of the other system options available. There are some that refer to setting up some of our various integrations with third-party companies, as well as options